I hope that you had a nice weekend and a nice Shabbat, and that life is going well. So we're in the last Torah portion for Abraham. We have to say goodbye to good old Abe, and this is a transition Torah portion, really, from one generation to the next. And it begins with, it's called Chayei Sarah, the life of Sarah, and it begins with Sarah's death. And what happens after Sarah dies is Abraham goes and negotiates for her burial site. And there's this whole formal thing that goes on where he says, listen, I want to purchase this from, who owns this cave? And the guy says, I own the cave of Machpelah. And he says, well, I'd like to purchase it from you. And he says, nah, you don't have to purchase it from me. I'm going to give it to you. He goes, no, I don't want to purchase, and this is like in front of everybody. I don't want to purchase it from you. I mean, I don't want you to give it to me. I want to be able to buy it. And the guy's like, well, what's 400 rubles between two people? Thereby announcing that it would be 400. So Abraham says, you got it, gives him the 400 in front of everybody, and he buys the cave. You know, it just makes me think that that Abraham wants everybody to know what's happening so that there can be no question as to what really happened, right? No one can come up afterwards and say, oh, he stole the cave from him, because there were witnesses that saw that he bought it. The guy saves his face because he would have given it to him, offered to give it to him, but in the end, he does tell him the price and he ends up purchasing it, but he comes out as a good guy also. And I was trying to find some kind of connection between that idea of kind of honesty, truthfulness, saying things in public so that people hear it, and kind of setting yourself up so that you're in the best possible position and you're seen in the best possible light. And I think where our mindfulness can inform us from this story has to do with the idea of truth, of being honest with yourself, of kind of going through that dialogue in a way inside of you so that you can determine what the best move would be for you, or the best course of action based upon what the truth is about you. So instead of it being like that, you're just kind of throwing things out there and seeing what hits against the wall, you go inside to find, what is the truth of this moment for me? What do I need to do? In Abraham's case, right, he needed to purchase this cave, but he also needed to do it in such a way where the cave, there would be no question. And so when we look inside of ourselves to see what should we do next, or how's everything going with us, or what is my feeling state, or noticing the things I'm thinking about, or trying to figure out who I am at this moment and what's important to me. I think it's important in our own minds to kind of throw this stuff out there. This is what I'm interested in. Is it really what I'm interested in? Am I interested in this only because, my friend is interested in this? Do I want to pursue this particular road because it would be the best for me? Or am I pursuing a particular road because of some outside influence that makes it so that my participation in it isn't 100% truthful to who I am? I guess in some ways it's discovering exactly where you are and what you need at this very moment. And I think that's a lot of what our mindfulness is. It's noticing what's going on inside of our bodies, knowing what's happening inside of our minds, and knowing what's happening inside of our heart, so that when we're outside of this meditative time, or our kind of direct mindfulness, then we're moving in a way that is honest to ourselves and is truthful, and contains the truth as we understand it, as we know, many people can have many different truths. So I think what we're trying to pursue is our own personal truth. And what's difficult about that is it doesn't always make us feel better to understand our truth. Unlike Abraham, who purchased this cave and did it wholeheartedly and probably felt good about it afterward, that he was able to establish a place for his family to be buried. Sometimes when we discover the truth of where we are and what we need at a particular moment, it doesn't necessarily give us the happiness. It can be stressful and it can give us anxiety to discover the actual truth of us. But that anxiety, that upset, is all, again, self-judgment. Unless it's something despicable, most of what we go through and most of what we have to do and have to deal with and most of the places where we are, they're not so despicable. They're not horrific. We're not going down a wrong road. Maybe we're sidetracked. Maybe, the coronavirus could make us do all kinds of crazy things. Maybe we aren't living to the most truthful place that we could live, but that's not evil. It's just maybe mistaken or misinformed, or we're misinterpreting the truth that we find when we delve into ourselves to understand where we are at this moment. So I think that, especially on Monday after we haven't been together, it's kind of like today is almost like a check-in, right? Where am I? What do I need? What do I feel like this week? What are my emotions? What are my feelings? Do I have a specific pain that's happening in my, literally in my body right now? What is it that's either keeping me from accomplishing what I would like to accomplish, or what's helping me to get to where I need to go? And this hitting it with honesty is so important. Honesty without judgment, right? Because if you're afraid that you're going to judge yourself, why would you be honest with yourself, right? If you're afraid of telling someone something because they're going to judge you, chances are you may not tell them. So why would you tell yourself the truth if you felt like you were going to judge yourself? I've literally never really thought about that, but you can't be truthful if the second you're truthful with yourself, you're like, oh, you're bad, automatically. Why would you share it again with yourself? It's almost like you're your friend, but you don't want to tell that friend something because you know that they are going to be full of judgment. So let's see if we can curb that judgment. I think I say that at least once a week, to be non-judgmental about ourselves and to accept ourselves and to allow things to be as they are just for now. It doesn't mean that things have to remain the way they are now, but we're just allowing them to be for this moment as we're sitting here, eyes closed, breathing, thoughts come in our minds. Just allow things to be. You can bring yourself back to your breath and loving kindness and chesed, but it's emet v'chesed, chesed v'emet. Loving kindness meets truth. Truth meets loving kindness. I read an email from Shefa Gold, who is one of the teachers of Jewish spirituality in our country, writes a lot of chants. She actually came to Temple Emmanuel about, it might be 12, 13 years ago now. And she was writing how difficult last week was and how difficult it is to speak with people who don't think the way she thinks. But that what she wanted to practice was meeting everybody with chesed, with loving kindness, and that the default of how we meet people is through love and through kindness and through chesed. And that really made me pause a little bit, right? Because there's so much animosity happening right now in our world. We're so divided. Yet if we all met each other with love, we wouldn't be so divided. Maybe that's wishful thinking, and maybe I'm a little bit innocent about that. But love does seem to be the thing that can carry us. Because if we are filled with love and non-judgment and accepting and allowing things to be, then we can approach everything with a clearer mind and a clearer head. So let's begin our meditation today. And at the end, we'll talk about health and safety and those feelings that we'd like to have in our lives. So if you want to get yourself into a comfortable position that is also strong at the same time, please do so. And we'll start our meditation. Let's just regular breaths. Don't try to force your breath. Just nice and easy, natural. We're not trying to solve anything in the next 20 minutes. We're just trying to be in the present moment without judgment. We're just concentrating on the breath coming in and out of our bodies, tying ourselves to the present moment, and noticing what's happening in our body. Notice what's happening in our mind. For sure, our thoughts will take us away from our meditation and from our breathing. And the idea is to train ourselves, to bring ourselves back to our heart, our breath. Nice, easy breath. last couple of minutes we have left, let us ask for feelings of health and safety. I know I say it every week, but sometimes we're safe but we don't feel it, and sometimes we are healthy but every little hurt, every little pain, every little sneeze, every little cough is very scary. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. May I feel healthy and safe. May I feel safe. May I feel healthy. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. And with each breath, offer yourself one or the other. If you'd like to invite someone to be with you, you may, in your mind's eye. May you feel healthy and may you feel safe. Or you can stand yourself today. May I feel healthy. May I feel safe. May I feel healthy and safe. With the spike in the pandemic, that feeling of health is so important to relish not having it. For our last minute or so, you can continue to offer these feelings or just go right to your breath, noticing your body, noticing your breath, noticing how you're feeling about your safety and health. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you were able to find some stillness and some peace. May you feel healthy. May you feel safe. And may you have a wonderful evening. Take care.